They released the poster, I think today or yesterday. I'm losing track of time. Oh my gosh. This is the type of fight that like genuinely gets me amped up, gives me the I don't know, the butterflies in my stomach, I guess you can say. Because listen, there's competitive rivalry, and we've seen some fantastic competitive rivalries over the years in the UFC. There is competitive rivalry. There's on some level personal hatred, but there's a certain type of hatred that you can only have for someone that you once called a best friend. And this is what we have in this fight. And when that level of deep-seated personal feelings are at stake, this is the type of win. It almost doesn't matter that there's not a belt involved, because this is the type of loss for whoever ends up losing this fight that not only follows you home, it follows you into retirement. This is the type of stuff that whoever loses this fight in the back of their mind is going to have to live with for the rest of their life. And so to me, and in some ways, there's more at stake here than a UFC belt.
It looks on paper like Colby, well, and he is the betting favorite heading into this fight. Are people overlooking Masvidal, you think, ahead of this fight?
Of course they are. I mean, and I get why they are, right? Like, his last performance against Kamaru Usman, seeing Jorge get knocked out like that, that's what people remember. And everybody has this recency bias. We all do it to some degree. But I think that people forget, I don't know, Jorge has one of the greatest fight IQs that is not talked about, in my opinion. The guy can make adjustments not only within a fight, not only in between rounds, but literally mid combination. He's that type of veteran. He's had that many fights, not only inside the octagon, but of course, as we all know, outside of the octagon. He's a fighter's fighter. I'm interested to see, because of the stakes that I just described, whether for the first time we see him. I don't know that he would ever show getting nervous. I don't know that either of them would, but I gotta believe that both of them are going to have a different mentality coming into this fight than they've ever had coming into any other fight. Now, for Jorge, we've seen in his career where when his mentality shifts, he went on a crazy string of victories, and it was literally like he just decided to start winning. I think that it's possible we're going to see the Jorge of old go out there, but you're right. On paper, this is Colby Covington's fight to lose, right? He's got phenomenal wrestling. I think on paper, better wrestling than Jorge, although I think people should not be knocking Jorge's wrestling. When you go back and watch the first Usman fight, I mean, he was doing pretty well against Kamaru Usman. And I think that, I don't know, I think that the striking, I do think I give Jorge a slight edge in the striking. It's really going to come down, in my mind, to who has the better gas tank. It's hard to imagine someone having a better gas tank than Colby Covington, but Jorge Masvidal with a full camp, with motivation, with hatred on his mind, I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Let's kick it off, jab, cross to the beat, beating you MMA, heat is the main course of the feast. Lynch on sports, the force, he's got his ears to the streets. Uppercutting with knowledge, shaking the brain with breakdowns of the game with that original flow. Head kicks with the pros, picks of the fights or anything in the mix.